Your 50s are your peak earning years, and they are the last real window to seriously grow your super before retirement. Yet around 80% of Australians aged 50 to 64 are not contributing a cent beyond compulsory employer super, according to ASFA analysis of ATO data from 2024. That single habit, repeated quietly for a decade, can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me show you exactly how to fix it. Here is the number that should make you sit up. An average 50-year-old earning $90,000 who does not start maximising pre-tax super contributions can retire with around $150,000 less, based on ATO contribution caps and ASFA return assumptions. That is not from earning more or saving harder. It is purely from using tax-advantaged room that is already sitting there waiting for you. Getting this wrong is one of the most expensive financial decisions you will quietly make. The reason your 50s matter so much comes down to tax. Concessional contributions are taxed at just 15% inside your fund, compared with marginal income tax rates up to 45%, plus the 2% Medicare levy on the same money taken as salary, according to ATO rates. For someone on $120,000, salary sacrificing an extra $10,000 means paying $1,500 contributions tax instead of around $4,700 in income tax, a saving of roughly $3,200 every single year you do it. Your first move is to log into MyGov, link the ATO and go to the super section. There you can see your total super balance, how much you have already contributed this financial year, and crucially, any unused concessional cap from previous years. This takes about 10 minutes and gives you the exact numbers you need before you change anything. Do not guess these figures, pull them up from the source. Next, work out how much room you actually have. The concessional cap is $30,000 in 2024 to 25, according to the ATO, and that includes your employer super, any salary sacrifice and personal deductible contributions all combined. If your employer pays the 11.5% super guarantee on a $120,000 salary, that is around $13,800, leaving you roughly $16,200 of room to fill. That gap is where the real growth lives. Here is a rule almost nobody uses. Since 2018 to 19, the ATO allows people with a total super balance under $500,000 to carry forward unused concessional cap amounts from the previous 5 years. That means if you have not been contributing extra, you may have a large pool of unused cap you can use in a single high-income year. For people in their 50s with room to spare, this is one of the most powerful catch-up tools in the entire system. Now make it real. Contact your payroll team to set up salary sacrifice into super, or make a personal deductible contribution directly to your fund and lodge the ATO's notice of intent to claim a deduction. A 52-year-old on $120,000 who sacrifices an extra $16,200 a year saves around $3,188 in tax annually. And over 15 years at ASFA's 6% assumption that money could grow to roughly $395,000. Doing nothing here is the mistake that costs nearly $400,000. Your fifth move is to check what your super is actually invested in. Log into your funds portal and find your current investment option, balanced, growth, or conservative, along with its long-term return objective. Huge numbers of Australians sit in a default option chosen by an employer decades ago and never review it. The danger is going too conservative too early, or worse, panic switching to cash during a downturn and locking in losses you never recover. This is why panic is so expensive. Aware Super Analysis found that Australians who switched to cash during the COVID-19 downturn faced a loss of $58,000 for every $100,000 invested, compared with those who simply stayed invested. On a $400,000 balance, that is around $232,000 gone by the time markets recovered. The lesson is brutal but simple. Downturns are when staying invested matters most, not when you flee to safety. Your final move is to plan the gap that catches most people off guard. Most Australians born after 1st July 1964 can access super from age 60, but the age pension does not start until 67, leaving up to 7 years you must self-fund. For a couple spending $75,000 a year, that gap alone needs around $525,000 before investment returns. Use the ASIC Money Smart Retirement Planner to model your balance and set a concrete target that covers it with a buffer. Put both mistakes together, and the numbers are staggering. For a 52-year-old, like our example Lisa, combining under-contributing with staying in the wrong investment option can conservatively cost between $600,000 and $700,000 in retirement savings over her 50s and 60s, modelled on ASFA return assumptions. The mistake path lands her near $500,000 to $700,000, while the optimised path could reach $1.1 to $1.2 million. That difference is the price of inaction. Let me bust the most damaging myth here. People tell themselves that in their 50s it is too late to meaningfully boost their super, so they just live with what they have. That is simply wrong. ATO carry-forward rules plus using the full $30,000 cap for a decade can add around $200,000 to $400,000 to your retirement savings, especially once you factor in the 15% contributions tax versus marginal rates up to 45%. Your 50s are the opportunity, not the regret. Let us run through the whole plan quickly. Audit your contributions in MyGov, work out how much of your $30,000 cap is still free, and check whether you have unused carry-forward room. Then set up salary sacrifice or a personal deductible contribution. Review your investment options so you are neither too conservative nor prone to panic. And finally, model and target the 60 to 67 income gap. 6 steps, mostly free, and worth potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars. If even one of these 6 moves applies to you, this is the decade to act, because every year you wait is compounding you will never get back. Subscribe to The Fine Print for more clear, no-jargon money guides that help you keep more of what you earn. Next, watch our breakdown of how the carry-forward rule works in detail, so you can use every dollar of cap you're entitled to. Remember, this is general information only and not financial advice.